You see that movie? Freaking love that movie. I'll admit it. I'll admit it. Okay, so I want you to imagine the ballroom, okay, and the candle, the little candle dude. Okay, imagine, this is what you're thinking about. This is where I wrote this song, okay, in the movie. Now let me tell you this story. This is actually a true story. It sounds really weird, it sounds like a bad joke, but it's not. So in the first century, a lot of people were getting killed for their faith in Jesus. So they fled out into the desert. A couple hundred years go by, and literally it's just not safe. Things kind of calm down. So 3rd and 4th century, this is where the story, comes from. And it's from a journal that was written by a monk. And it's funny, like, a lot of the writers that we read today have been heavily influenced by this group of men, and they're called the Desert Fathers. A lot of people call them the mystics. They had a very weird lives. They literally spent the whole day in silence, and they would just talk to God. You know, they would make things, and they would just meditate. Just, you know, kind of weird stuff. But they were real, and you can actually read their journals. Their journals are still around. You can get on Amazon or Google or whatever and find it. And so a friend told me this story, and I went back and started reading their journals, and I tell you what, it just kind of messed me up. Like, again, people that really see God in a different way. So anyways, there were these two monks, one named Father Lot, one named Father Joseph. Father Lot's younger, Father Joseph's the old guy. They're sitting down for a meal with all these other monks. Father Lot looks at Father Joseph and he says, "What must I do to see this God? What must I do to see this kingdom? I read, I pray, I meditate, I purify my thoughts. What more can I do?" And Father Joseph, being the older and wiser monk, says he stands up and he raises out his hands. It says his fingers lit up like 10 candles on fire. Never seen anything like that. And he said, "You can become all flame." Now when the guy told me this story, he delivered the line like this. He said, "You can become all flame." And I sat there for a second, and I was like, no, I don't get it. This is probably the dumbest story I've ever heard. And he said, "All right, well, let me explain it to you." He said, "These men believed that there wasn't just one burning bush." Many of you guys have heard the story in the Bible of the burning bush. Yes. God speaking through a bush, and it was on fire, but it didn't incinerate. Isaiah 6 says, the angels say, "Glory, or holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. His glory is in all places." And these men believe that everything around you right now, even the seat you're sitting on, is on fire with the glory of God. But only certain people can see it. And certainly only a few can reflect it. Now, I've never seen anybody stand up and light themselves on fire, but man, what a cool thing. So we're back to our story in Beauty and the Beast. I believe what God says about us, that we were made in His image. That there's a wick inside of us that God would want to light up, that we can reflect who He is back to Him, that we can be in that kind of relationship. I promise you this, you can spend the rest of your life doing what everyone else tells you to do. You can graduate, you can get a good job, have a family, and 2.5 kids, and all that kind of stuff, and you will be a self-made mess. But you allow God to do the work that He started, that He can finish, and He will do well, and you will change the room. My leader was like that. My leader would roll into a room, and he would change the room. And it wasn't because of his wheelchair. I got over the wheelchair really quick. But then I realized there was something even freakier about this guy. There's something inside him, and I wanted to know what it was. And I live in the South. You can say Jesus all day long, and people think you're cool. Anywhere else, Jesus is a cuss word. It just is. You know, people don't want to hear that. But when Jesus starts to do work in your life and make you who you were meant to be, everyone around you takes notice. Now know this, that people who look like me, they really are good at math and science. Okay? That ain't just that. It's not a stereotype. That's true. I was smoking as a math and science. But because I didn't become a doctor, because I didn't stay a Hindu, my family disowned me. So I was 16 years old, I left home. And I was raised by this guy who had no arms or legs. Now what I'm counting on is that you guys, at some point, will spend time with this God, with this Jesus, and you will light on fire in such a way that when you walk into a room, you will change the room, and maybe years down the road, my family would be in that room. Be a good day. So it's called Flicker.
The